We're right in the middle of a few things.
Okay.
First of all, Disney. I have just made the statement. I read about Disney. They're doing a new thing. 75 spots available, period. They will take you over a 24-day tour to all the parks on a private jet, to several other Disney things like Lucasfilms for a tour. It's $110,000 per person, and there's only 75 spots available to go. It's on sale now. They're doing it next year during the summer. So you could take your family of four for $440,000 if you wanted to. And I just said it's unaffordable. You know, to me, it's not what Walt Disney wanted. Walt Disney wanted an affordable, clean park for families to go and have fun.
Did he say that?
He did. That really was. He was in a park with his granddaughter, I believe, or daughter. And she was on the carousel, and he said, there should be something like this for every family, something clean. I think the park was dirty. And he's like, it should be clean, and it should have great rides. And he started imagining it.
But it's not just an amusement park. I mean, it does have that whole Disney stamp to it. I mean, I don't know how it, like if you were to go to Cedar Point, you know, that place where all the great roller coasters is.
It's different. It's Disney's magical.
What's the price point for a ticket there for a day? $100, $75?
You know, Dollywood was way less. I just went to Dollywood. Dollywood has better rides than Disney. It's a small park. It is, real easy to navigate. Everybody was incredibly friendly. It was very, very clean. The weather was great. I think it cost us $40 or $50.
But something, yeah, okay.
But there's magic to Disney. It's a different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And you know, Disney has the hold on your kids.
No question.
And parents will pay for that.
And there's something about it. I mean, I've been to other parks. I like Dollywood for the rides better than Disney.
And you know, Princess is at Dolly.
That's right. But now, wait a minute. Now, you get some things walking around and coming up.
At Dollywood?
People waving at you?
Like like a session bass player?
Yeah.
A big-breasted squirrel.
Hi, I'm Squirrel Dolly. You get the drop cleavage zone. Yeah, that's a nice ride.
Does every animal have giant boobs?
I may be wrong about that.
Hi, I'm Raccoon Dolly.
There may not have been.
These are the weirdest mascots.
But I like them.
If you look at the roller coaster, do the hills match her bosoms sideways?
Come to think of it, there were no characters. There's none of that. You don't.
You go up a double D cup first, and then they become C's.
But you get great food and you get better roller coaster, better rides. You really do. They're better. But there's not that magic. You just can't equal Disney magic.
Wow, what character are you? I'm a park guest. Oh. I couldn't tell your overalls.
Your bare feet.
And that jug you're carrying.
Yeah.
Listen, your corn cob pipe.
Now, my wife could tell you better. But I think we bought tickets for like $40 to $50.
Okay.
And then we upgraded for another $30 maybe to get to the front of every line.
And that was worth it.
And absolutely. I mean, we didn't wait in a line.
It's called the 9 to 5 pass.
It's great. It's great. I loved it. Now, you say they closed at like 6 p.m., 7 p.m.
Are there fireworks?
No.
No.
You just walk out.
Too many woods.
That's it. Yeah, too much. Yeah.
Fire hazard.
Too much fire.
I'm not going to do that. But we were talking about the price of Disney. And we have Disney David on the line. Who has
Disney
been
David?
going a long time, had a comment.
We've been going to Disney every year since I was 4 in the 70s. And my dad still has a bunch of park maps and things like that. We have parking passes. When the first year we went in 77, it was 50 cents to park. It was 48 cents to park at the Magic Kingdom with 2-cent tax.
Wow.
So it was 50 cents total. Now it's like $30 a day.
Just to park.
That's a fun fact. That's the first year the Dems ever went.
77.
The only year the Dems went was 1977, the summer.
50 cents to park.
And if memory serves, when you parked at Disney World, we had a green 4-door Maverick. And I think we had air conditioning.
Okay, right, yeah, okay.
And my brother sat, the three of us, we sat in the back. And, of course, mom and dad are up front. And if memory serves, they had park employees going around to every car in the parking lot and slapping a Disney sticker on the back.
Okay, yeah.
That was how they marketed back then. Every car that went got a Disney sticker. And you see on the way out, if you didn't want a sticker, you should have put your sun visor down. But you don't see it until too late.
You don't know it.
So everybody that leaves
gets a sticker.
Was marketing the company.
So smart. And
what a job.
A little bit of vandalism.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah.
A little. I mean, that's Disney always. But 50 cent. to park, and now it's $30 to park. I just think
on their land.
On their land, I just think Walt would be like, this.
Well, the
is
trams
wrong.
are probably nicer, and there may be more of them.
Sure, but that much. I mean, look at the inflation there, from 50 cents to $30 in 45 years. I mean, if it was $10 to park, that's probably on par with what it should. Well, I think Walt would say, "What are we doing?"
Yeah, but if you're going to a Taylor Swift show or a Warriors game,
absolutely
parking
right.
is-
And it's consumer, it's capitalism. Okay.
I bet the ticket workers there hear people like you all day long. I bet they just keep like.
What would Walt say?
Yeah, I bet they just keep headphones in with like Lizzo blaring, and just nod yes, because I'm sure every person like you comes up and is like, "What would Walt say about these prices?" I just took a DNA test. All right, 2, here you go.
All right.
No earbuds at Disney.
No, they better not have earbuds in there.
Not
They
in
wouldn't.
the cast members.
Let me switch gears and tell you this, Dave. I mentioned this earlier. You watched the U.S. Open yesterday.
Bits and pieces.
Saw a great interview with Curtis Strange.
Yeah.
Curtis won the tournament at this course, the country club at Brookline, the last time it was played there, 1988. So Mike Tirico, he and Strange just kissing up on each other. Oh, my dear friend, you're so wonderful. You're great. You won this tournament 35 years ago. Yes. And so they were back and forth. In fact, Tirico was holding his sand wedge with white gloves on. He's like, nobody's allowed, no human fingers have touched this since you swung this club on 18 in 1988. And Curtis said, then I won't touch it. But he was talking about the Live Golf Tour. And Tirico said, I bet you've got a strong opinion. He goes, bet you bottom my dollar I do. And Tirico said, what is it? He said, I've said too much.
Wow.
That's strange. I've said too much. I'm not going to say another word about it.
NBC.
But, yeah.
Walking the line.
All over it.
That Tirico's all up in it.
Yeah.
That's Tirico.
Oh, man.
Hold his feet to the
They
fire.
went in. So I went over to the Golf Channel. They were interviewing a guy, former player, but I can't remember his name. And they said to him, why is Greg Norman so into this? Why is he doing this, essentially? And you know what he said? He said Greg Norman has had a grudge against the PGA Tour since he was one of the star players on the PGA Tour, and he wanted to go back to Australia during American winters and Australian summers and play in tour events in Australia because they were giving him fees just for coming. They were giving him money just to come. And the PGA said, well, you can play in a few, but if you want to play in any more than 3, you have to guarantee that you'll play in the Milwaukee Open, and you have to guarantee that you'll play in this and that different tournaments here. And he's like, that's not fair. I mean, I should be allowed when the tour here is not going on. I've fulfilled my obligation. I've played in the amount of tournaments you've said. I should be allowed to go to my homeland and play, and they're paying me a fee just to come play. And the PGA Tour wouldn't let him do that to the extent he wanted to.
See you at the Kemper.
Exactly. Yeah. And Norman's like, nothing against the Kemper, but I don't want to play the Kemper. And they said, you got to. If you want to go to Sydney and Melbourne and play in these things in the winter, then you have to play in Greensboro in May. And he goes, I'll be God darn, you're not going to see me. I'm not going to Greensboro, North Carolina to play golf. And so it was a bit of a fight. And so he's held that against them ever since.
That makes sense because a lot of people who have gone to the Live Tour are saying we're free agents.
That's right.
We're free agents.
That's
the term.
He at that time said, I want golfers to have the right to be free agents. We're all essentially contracted workers out here. We're independent contractors. And so he tried to start something called the World Golf Tour in the 90s, and he had it together. He had like 40 or 50 guys, small tournaments, but it was they couldn't fund it. And the PGA sort of held their feet to the fire. So, well, if you go over here, don't expect to come back to the PGA. And even and he didn't have the funding.
Right.
Well, now of course he's got the money, and he's like, I will stick it to the PGA any way I can, because they all going back to you can play in Australia, but you come into wherever
40 years, I'll get some blood money on the hands.
Hartford.
You'll be sorry. You'll wait and see.
He holds a grudge.
Yeah.
This guy
It's closer to his home, too, isn't it, Saudi?
holds a grudge.
Saudi Arabia?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, probably
Australia.
easy flight.
Yeah, that helps.
From Pinehurst, an LIV golf tour call. Yes, sir.
Hi, the main difference between the Live Tour and the PGA is that the Live guys are playing just for dollars. The guys in the PGA are playing for the heritage and the hope that someday, 40 years from now, someone will lovingly hold their clubs in their hand when they win a major tournament.
That's what Curtis said. That's literally what Curtis said.
Yeah, that's what got Curtis right there, right where he lives.
In the fields, as the kids say.
You're right. They're playing for something.
Yep. What other tour is going to hold your gloves with a glove?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Clubs with a glove.
You're not going to do that. You think Mike Tirico's going to be holding Dustin Johnson's
Caressing
club?
a sand wedge?
Not going to do that.
Not on the live tour.
Let's slide over to the live tour and get a reaction. Wow, that's deep. So is there a hold on the check, or will cash be
Yeah, that's right.
immediately available?
And this is anecdotal, but I did hear from Twitter and a couple of golf blogs like Barstool that Phil Mickelson was well received all around the course.
Missed it. Totally missed it.
Yeah,
You missed
you
it?
and I kind of had a disagreement.
Oh, I missed it. I was off. And I watched it. I was like, let me see what they're going to say to Phil. And they all just roared. And I said to my wife, do you hear any
And he had a
booing?
horrible round, too.
Oh, it was awful.
And they loved him.
And they got every shot he hit. They're like, go, Phil. And I was like, I just looked at the TV in disgust.
You were like the Grinch.
Yeah.
Right before the Who celebrate Christmas, hoping to hear them wailing.
I told my wife.
They was singing.
He got to the first tee. I said, I want to see this. I said, listen up for the boost.
Turn it up.
Turn it up. They
Give me
said,
the surround
that's
boost.
Right, that's right. I said, give it to me. I said, boost it. Let's go. And they said, here's Phil Mickelson.
We've never seen such an ovation.
And he wore all black.
All black.
Got a beard.
His own logo.
Oh, he looked all scraggly. He's like, what? You know, every
He's
shot he
playing
hit.
the villain.
Every shot he hit, they're like, go, Phil. I was like, I kept saying, he's got blood on his hands. I mean, every golf ball he picked up, there should be a blood thumbprint on it. And those people
But he throws it away and gets a new one. He's got so many balls now.
They didn't care a bit.
Got so much money.
They didn't care.
It's like Phil has blood on his ball. That's actually his new logo.
Blood on his balls.
Blood on his balls. And they didn't care. Nobody booed him.
Yeah.
I expected more of the Boston golf fan. I expected
That's
more.
America.
They didn't care.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that, like USA Today interviewed fans and said, look,
Yeah.
I take the money too.
That
seems to be the consensus.
all right, this is a theme here. Walt Disney would be upset, and now the American golf fan should be upset, but we're not. Why? Money driven.
Money.
We're all about money.
Not only that, but I mean, the average fan that goes to, which is invested and goes to a tournament for a weekend or even for a day of a tournament, do they really care if it's a PGA event or a Live Tour event? They want to see the players.
stars.
They don't care who's backing it.
100% agree with you, but that's why I thought, and I was dead wrong, I thought there'd be a smattering of boos from people who are much more savvy about golf, who are like hardo golf fans. They didn't get it. They didn't care.
I wish you would have been there, because you would have started to boo, but then turned to cheers when no one else booed.
I know. I told Chris Demm. That's how I am. I told Chris Demm this morning. They were showing Mike Pence and all the, how the trials going on here. I intentionally didn't watch the January 6th. Even then, when January 6th happened, all those people stormed the Capitol. Chris Demm sent out a text to all of us with Donald Trump peeing on a fire. I mean, throwing gasoline on a fire. And I was like, oh, boy, something must be happening. I was watching Friends, and I flipped over, and all those people were like, ah! And I said, I'm not watching this. And I thought it was so bad, I just completely have not paid attention to this story, except to know that Mike Pence was under attack because they were saying, let's bring him out and hang him. And Trump was like, maybe
Drag him
they're
through the
right.
streets.
All of that stuff. And he did the right thing by certifying, against a lot of pressure. And he certified the election results as he was supposed to do on January 6th, even though he was under extreme duress when he did it. And Chris Demm said, what would you have done had you been Mike Pence? And I said, Donald Trump would be king for life.
Well, at least you're honest.
I'd have already ridden over to Baltimore.
They're like, oh.
Sign here, and you should hear.
Sir, there's a mob outside the Capitol. They're looking for you.
What?
What do I need to do to make the mob happy?
You've just turned us into a monarchy.
Just sign this paper.
Yeah.
That's it.
He'd be king for life, and then the next king would be his son and his daughter.
That's right.
Forever.
Hold on, before we leave the chamber, folks, I miscounted. Guys, this is my fault. I don't know if you've seen election, but one fell off the side of the desk. So,
Yeah, I'd be like,
We
Trump.
can all just go home.
if anyone can get a message to the Proud Boys,
You can keep the podium. Sorry.
I can't be vice president.
No.
I cannot be.
You have no courage.
I used to think I could be vice. I can't even be.
Who knew a vice president needed courage? I thought you just went to funerals.
I didn't mean to. That's what they always did.
Yeah, I know.
And usually it was just like, okay, I'll sign it. Yeah, this guy won. No, not this time. And I was like, Chris Demm said, if you had been Mike Pence, I said, let me stop you right there.
Stop right there.
So I can't predict. I have no idea. I've lost my feeling. I'm out of touch with the people, and I absolutely would have bent in the wind and to the will of those mobsters, those extremists who were out there trying to get into the Capitol. I have to tell you, let me be really honest about this. That's what I would have done.
All right, I'm going to head on over to grab a little lunch.
All right. So you all at the after party?
Man,
Kid Rock is coming.
He's been in town.
man, that was like, holy cow. And I just had to be really honest about that. That's probably where I would have been on that. I hate to say it, but it's true. Now, then they asked, this is another good question of the golfer. I don't know who it was who was interviewed on Golf
Face?
Channel. I didn't even know the face. It was just some expert. And they said, could the Masters, the U.S. Open, the British Open, could they help the PGA out here by saying, okay, if you're on the LIV, the Live Tour, you don't get to come to our tournaments? And that golfer said, why would they do that? They want the strongest field they can
Absolutely.
get. They want
the players.
They want those players. So there's no...
Even like a winking backdoor collusion thing wouldn't work for them because then you don't get the big names.
Right. Why would they want if let's say the U.S. Open had done that this week, you've got 40 pretty big name or 20 pretty big name golfers not there.
They knew that decades ago.
Yeah.
We're not going to get tied in with the PGA. We're going to do our own thing.
Yeah, they did, and they are not supporting the PGA in that way, which would really help. Which why would they? I mean, I didn't even think of that. It's like they want the strongest field they can get, so
Absolutely.
why would they do that? But I still think. Come on, Phil. And I'd say to Greg,
You think Americans don't know yet?
I say, come on, Greg. I give him a come on. Like, Greg,
Oh, man.
you're holding a grudge.
You're the guy that was talking to the Disney family. Told them to come on.
Yeah. He's probably one of these on this Disney tour thing. They just love him.
I didn't know Saudis like golf so much.
Apparently they're into it. Apparently
I think
they're
aren't
back.
there courses there?
Well, I guess there are, but I thought these oil barons that are over there. I didn't know that the sultans. I never seen them out playing in their dashikis or anything.
No, you don't see that. You don't get footage.
Sheikie's African.
Oh, sorry. What do they wear over there?
I don't remember what it's called. It's some.
It's all white. Sometimes they
Yeah.
wear the checkerboard
Kick
square.
him off the tour.